Hey everyone, welcome to my review of In Rays of the Light. This is a game that came out on Xbox on the 17th of March 2021. Now, this is a remake of a game from about 9 years ago called The Light, but obviously it's had a touch of paint and a few new things added and stuff like that, and it was originally out on Steam. Now, it's made by, I apologise for my pronunciation here, Noskov Sergey, who was the developer of the Seventh Sector game. Now, that was like a cyberpunky style sort of puzzle game. That's quite good, actually. So I definitely was happy to give this a try. And it's published by Sometimes You, who have provided us with a copy for review. So big thank you to them. Now, I'll go over quickly what sort of game it is. It is basically a walking simulator, more of like a horror one with that sort of creepy atmosphere. Now, I'll read you out the proper blurb. There is only you, the abandoned remains of a former life, and the flourishing nature that feels great in the absence of man. This world is both gloomy and empty, but so incredibly beautiful. In the rays of the light is an atmospheric author's parable about a place in this world, life and death. Explore mysterious territory filled with a variety of details that reveal the story, solve logic puzzles, and study text messages along the way. So it says it features a first-person meditative quest, a metaphorical philosophical story revealed in the study of details and surroundings, beautiful visuals and melodic soundtrack, and it's composed by Dmitry Nikolaev, and it has two endings. Now, as you can see, it is just basically a walking simulator. There's no sort of combat or anything like that. There's a lot of it's one of those games that just sort of you just get left to it. There's not really any explanation of what to do or anything like that. But, however, I mean, if you've got sort of like a brain, you'll be able to understand what you do. But basically, the game starts and you sort of wake up in a room with like a TV that's all like fuzzy and stuff like that, and then you sort of have to go out there and sort of discover what's happened to all the people, where everyone is in this like abandoned building and stuff like that. Like I say, as you can see from the video here, it's a very sort of murky and sort of atmospheric sort of game. Now, things I definitely liked about it. I mean, I'm not the biggest walking simulator fan. I've played a few, and like stuff like Edith Finch and stuff like that, I absolutely love. And I really enjoyed this one more because the music and the sound in it was fantastic. So the sound effects, I mean, it doesn't give you so many jump scares as it does sort of like sound cues to make you sort of like get brown pants and stuff like that. So it's definitely more of a sort of atmospheric in the sort of sounds and that over sort of like combat and escaping enemies and stuff like that. But like I said, the puzzles aren't super hard. You may want to jot a few things down while you're playing, but they're not the worst. And like I say, I mean, you won't struggle on them too long. Now, the game itself is about 3 to 4 hours long, I'd say, for a playthrough, depending on how quickly you get through the puzzles. And obviously, there is a second sort of like secret ending if you want to play through it again. And I won't spoil the story or anything like that, because you get the gist of it and you get the benefit of it the most from finding all the scraps and reading the notes and just finding things as you play through the game, basically. Like I say, as you can see, I mean, it's not just sort of dark, murky interiors. It's got the outside. It's got all the nice sort of like overgrown surroundings. Sort of like it reminds me of sort of when you're looking at stuff like like COD Warzone and stuff that's based on around like Chernobyl and stuff like that. That sort of area. And I really like that sort of setting and those sort of buildings and stuff like that. So. It's not perfect. I mean, it's still got a bit of sort of. You can tell it's not natively an English game. It's obviously been made, I'm assuming, based on the name. I don't want to sound offensive or anything. It was originally Russian or some sort of like Ukrainian developer that's done it, and it has been translated quite well, but it's still a bit still at the dialogue. But it's by far one of the better sort of walking simulators I've played in the last sort of year. So I definitely recommend it. Now, it's currently out on all consoles. It's on Xbox One, it works on Xbox Series X and Series S, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC, Nintendo Switch, and it's only £6.69 or $7.99 on the Xbox Store right now. So I highly recommend you give it a try. I would roughly give it depends what you feel. I mean, the problem with it is short for the price, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. So I would give it a 7 out of 10 overall, because the atmosphere and the music is absolutely fantastic. It really draws you in. I mean, the puzzles aren't stupidly complicated, but they're also, some of them are pretty simple. But I would definitely recommend giving it a go if that's your sort of thing. And like I say, I would say it's definitely a 7 out of 10. In comparison to sort of other walking simulators, I've enjoyed it more than most of them. Obviously, I wouldn't compare it up there with Edith Finch for the variety of things you can do, but just for the sort of the atmosphere and everything like that, and the fact that you can just get through it pretty quickly, I definitely recommend giving it a go. So yeah, thank you very much for checking out this review. We'll be putting more reviews up soon. I apologise, there's been a bit of delay on them. Our internet here has been absolutely terrible for the past 2 weeks, and it's been stopped us being able to stream and do most things, unfortunately. So you're going to see a glut of these reviews coming up soon. So please check out the channel, give us a like, a subscribe, and we'll see you soon.